Samantha Pelowski Black.
And I'm Katie Smith, and we visited the Hiawatha Valley Mental Health Center in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and talked to Danielle Swedberg, who is the office manager there, and she covers a lot of the services provided to youth in southeastern Minnesota and the La Crosse area.
The mission of Hiawatha Valley is they're a nonprofit organization, and they want to provide information to the youth and their families with the skills necessary to improve their day-to-day life or their day-to-day functioning and quality of life. To be a part of the Hiawatha Valley, it's a simple application process. Usually it's through referral, and that will be from a therapist or a teacher. And then if the child comes undiagnosed, they will give a medical diagnosis, and then they have to do a history of the medical diagnosis. And when they fill out the application, it's just your name, your address, and an emergency contact.
So a lot of the services provided revolve around making sure that the children who also have to have some sort of mental disability or disorder that interferes with their daily functioning in their lives, whether it be that they don't have coping skills to work, to deal with stressors, or a lot of them do come from low-income families that are unable to provide basic needs like school supplies, food, clothing, even shelter, which again goes into child maltreatment and neglect. Unfortunately, not many of the families, but not all, do come from low-income communities where they do lack basic social services, and a lot of their families do suffer from their own mental health issues and even substance use disorders, which provides for even less ability on the part of the parent to help their child with their daily functioning. So a lot of the services provided acknowledges some of these deficiencies, so they'll talk to the schools, to the families, to the communities about ways that they can approach the children that need additional help and provide them with those information and that skill to do so. So different services would also be the child's case management for their mental health, and then the in-school adolescent day treatment, so they can get treatment in schools too. The services provided do cost money. Most of the time, the fees can be covered by primary insurance, and if not that, Medicaid and medical assistance will cover the rest of the fees, and there is a scholarship that some of the children may be eligible for too, to cover the rest. It is rare that the families, due to them being low income, are able to pay for the fees straight up out of pocket, but she says that out of the 50 families that they serve in our area, maybe about 2 of the parents are able to do so, mainly because they do often lack the skills to budget financially, which again, even though a lot of the staff members are supposed to be working with the children only, they will talk to parents and they will go into the home and teach the parents how to budget appropriately in order to provide for their children better. They do not any longer have a sliding scale for the fees because most of it is covered by the insurance. Do you want to talk about, do you want to talk about some of the improvements?
So, since Hiawatha is a nonprofit organization, they really do lack a lot of funding, which can affect their training. And a lot of the people, due to their job being really stressful, they go through the training and it's not as pristine as it could be. They're not as prepared for what they're going to realize. And there's also technology issues. They wish that they could provide more technology for not only the kids but their parents, so they could have a better communication. And documentation, with the training being not as pristine as it could be, documentation does take longer, and it's all through paperwork, and that could hold them back. So the biggest thing is the funding for them.
Yeah, and part of the documentation issue is because they have to adhere to state standards. They need to be very, very, very well documented, and they do have specific codes that they must follow while they're talking to the parents, the children, to the schools, and they cannot go against some of the codes. They can't get too personal in a way. One of those things too that comes into is compassionate fatigue. Although Danielle herself says that after 15 to 20 years of working through Child Protective Services and now Hiawatha Valley, she has developed a lot of resiliency to a lot of the stress that comes from working in these environments with these families that are high stress, that do have, a lot of them have experienced a lot of things that wouldn't be considered normal. She says that because of that resiliency, although she still is very, very compassionate towards her family, to the families that she works with, and to her job, she feels like she is able to provide better services to them for the fact that she doesn't allow her work life to interfere with her personal life. Although she does recognize and find that a lot of her staff members do have issues with compassionate fatigue and do experience secondary traumatic stress because of the environments that they're working in. So she's found that a lot of their training has had to focus on that and has had to recognize that a lot of her staff members are experiencing a lot of stress from their jobs, and it does begin to interfere with not only their work life but their personal lives at home. And for this reason, by providing that additional training and support to her staff members, it makes them more effective in their job and in the work environment. So it is good to recognize that compassionate fatigue does exist in these environments, and that they can be very stressful, but with accurate training and support they can overcome it. Despite some of the areas that need to be improved at Hiawatha Valley, they do their best to provide in-depth services and training to their staff members, to the families, to schools, to make sure that they are as effective as possible in doing the best that they can to provide services to the children in need. And frankly, they do have a very, very high level of resonance within their jobs, making sure that all of their staff members are able to provide the best services possible and make community change for these families.
Yeah, so that's Hiawatha Valley.